Hey everybody, Paul Turner here from the discipleproject.net. So good to be with you today. Here to talk about a brand new resource that I have that I made for my youth group. And it is a SOAP study guide based around the Gospel of John. It is 21 days through the Gospel of John. And this came about simply because one of my students said, hey, I want to go through the Gospel of John, but I want to do that. I said, okay, easy enough. We can do that. So I just went ahead and whipped up a little SOAP sheet. And if you're not familiar with that, we'll get into that in just a second. A little SOAP sheet, and then multiplied it. And it's got about 68 pages in here. So plenty of room for writing. There are note pages, all that kind of good stuff. But let's go ahead and jump over, and I'll show you how I designed this. And I want to show you how I can custom design this for you, for your youth ministry. If it can be done custom, I always believe in doing it custom because it helps you brand your youth ministry. It helps your students connect more that this resource was made by you, for them, for their youth ministry, instead of buying it off a shelf and saying, here you go. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so here we go. And I just, like I said, want to keep it super clean, so I went with a white cover. I'm probably going to change that to something else as I go along, but let me go ahead and just scroll through real quick. Once again, anything you do custom, I have mine is New Life Youth, as you can see there, NLY, and I put you put the name of the church there at the bottom, and that's something I can do for you guys. I'm going to show you some designs here in just a second, but if you're interested in customizing it for your youth ministry, I'm going to get right to it. But if you're not familiar with what a SOAP study is, I just want to show you the layout of the book of what you're going to get. Dedicated to every teenager who wants to live like Jesus. And then I have a little, this book belongs to, so they can write their name in it right there. And then it starts breaking down into expectations. They have a real quick little list there of building expectations, because if you don't build expectations, right, if you expect nothing, well, then nothing's probably going to happen. So I try to get my students thinking about what they really want to get out of this study they're going to do. And then I go ahead and break it down where I say, look, here's the Gospel of John. Here's how to have a devotion time without beating yourself up that you've missed a day or whatever you've done here. But real simple. I mean, look, you're being prepared. You're building. Being optimistic. You're not judging yourself. You're being prepared, and you're building. You're using every day as a building block. Nobody's going to get perfect overnight. So this comes with every copy. By the way, when you buy this, you make as many copies as you want. There's no limit to that. Then I break down what is SOAP. So you don't have to write all this. It's all explained there in the book for your students to read. But it's basically, if you don't know what it is, SOAP is the scripture. Write down what the scripture is. You make your observations about the scriptures. You say, how do I apply this scripture into my life? And then you say, okay, well, how can I pray this scripture? How can I make it a part of my devotion time where I'm praying this scripture back to God, or I'm internalizing it to where it becomes my prayer, whether that's about a commandment or a story or praying over your observation or whatever it is. And then I have it broken down in the 21 days. And once again, how we do it in our group, super simple. Whatever they have accomplished, whatever they have done for the week in our Sunday school, we cover what they've gone over. So if our time spent together is nothing but 5 students sharing their 1 day or 2 days, or however many days they want to share in group about what they observed, what scripture do they have, what did they observe, how did they apply that? And there's a lot of great discussion going back and forth. So I don't have to, it's better than curriculum. I mean, it's better than me teaching a lesson, because they're going through it and I'm going through it with them. So at least it's guaranteed that at least I'll have one devotion in there to share. Somebody will share, and it'll be me. But lately I've had a really good response from the students. And then as we move down, we actually get into the sheets themselves. So there's about 62 pages of these. So it's pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and get down to the bottom there and show you. There's some notes. They have note pages. There's about 2 or 3 note pages in the back. And then we also have how they wrap it up, right? So they have like my favorite verses, or my favorite chapter, or my favorite person that I've read about. So it gives a little bit of closure to that, and be able to, say, hey, this is what I've learned, and they can keep this. It becomes a great little study that they can keep for themselves. Now, let me show you where the customization comes in for you in your youth ministry. And so what we have here, that is right now the cover that you would get if you go ahead and buy the devotion book. You can go ahead, and that'll be the cover on your devotion book. It's a PDF, and it is in a book style. But once again, your print shop can take it and turn it into half pages. And not only that, if you want that and you would say, look, that's perfect for my group, perfect, go with that. But what if you say, I could customize it, Paul? I could get a custom cover for my youth ministry. Well, there you go. If you want to have, if your name is Crossroads, well, right there, I can put a little something there for you, and put some things like I did on mine. Whether it's the name of the church or just some, the name at the top, however you want to do that. Once again, this costs you about an extra buck to get it printed this way, but it does pop. So let's say you're Powerhouse Youth. You could put that on there. Once again, I don't get into graphic design or anything like that, but I can do some very basic concepts for you. Or if you have your own logo, send it to me and I'll slap it on the cover, and then you can take it and we'll print it and go from there. It's only an additional $5 to do that. So if you want me to do that for you, I'd be happy to do it. If you are Holy Fire Youth, right there, you could have your own custom cover there. All right, so let me go ahead and snap back here to full view and tell you this. First of all, thank you for watching this video today. If you're brand new to the channel and you've not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down there. You get videos like this in your inbox on a regular basis. And be sure to hit that thumbs up button. That lets me know you like the video and you want more of them. And it is right now. There'll be a link down in the description below if you want to get the very basic, where I showed you the cover and all that. It's only $5. And then for an additional $5, if you want me to go ahead and put a custom cover, take your logo, slap it on there. I could do a photo of your students or something like that. Whatever you send me, I can slap it on the front there for you and then send you the PDF just like that. And then you can take it and have it printed off into half copies. Once again, I encourage you to use a mom and pop shop if you have one. It may be a little bit more expensive doing it at a Kinko's or a FedEx or something like that. But if you find a mom and pop place, I get them for about $5, and it'll cost you another $1 once again if you do a color. And that's probably why I went with just black and white on mine, because I saved a buck. But I'm probably going to change that. And listen, I have some other resources that use the SOAP Bible study methods. I got ones for summer. I got ones for discipleship. So if you're interested in those, go ahead and check those videos out as well. So that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.